We're live. Alive.
Beautiful.
This is John.
This is Tommy.
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. We're going to sit here and play this and nerd on some Star Wars, and we'll have everyone tell us how fucking wrong we are.
See, had I known we were playing this, I would have worn the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer t-shirt that they gave me back in the day when I worked at Walmart in the electronics department. But I was not aware that we were doing this.
I wasn't aware we were doing this either.
Yeah, there were other plans, and they got kind of nixed a little bit. But those plans will come to fruition eventually.
And forget, that Han shot first. I'm here to educate everybody. Anakin shot first.
Joe?
No, that is not okay. I kind of thought I had more than 3 letters to work with there.
Well, it did say initials. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, if you're one of those people that has like a half a dozen different middle names, you're just out of luck and you got to figure out which ones you're going to use.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah, we can't all be Dot Warner.
I remember one of these was like really awesome, but I think it's just I gotta unlock the ones that are good.
I always liked using Anakin's whenever I played this game.
Well, his is like the best all-around one.
Yeah.
So
Bulba's the favorite in this race.
Okay. I have 0 parts, or $0, I believe, at this juncture. Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good, no doubts there, huh? You're gonna lose unless you upgrade your pod racer, I think.
Yeah, whatever. I am pretty sure, because we're playing this on Switch. This is the Switch port, which I believe this is the PS2 version of the game, which had, I mean, this, you weren't seeing this on the 64.
No. Yeah, the 64 was not this clean. I'm not even sure the PS2 version was this clean, to be honest with you.
I never played the PS2 version.
Although that mountain looks like something out of the 64.
Yeah, that absolutely does.
Maybe they kind of crossed up the versions of it.
Oh, my bad.
Because the pod racer itself kind of looks like the 64 version of it. The track looks kind of 64-ish too, honestly.
I think they did update the models on the racer, because the turbines or nacelles or whatever they are
Didn't have quite that flame in the back of them.
they did, but they weren't that clean and they weren't that round.
Yeah. So is this Beggar's Canyon? Is that what this is?
I guess.
Rocks.
Damn, that's a view.
It's like chariots, really,
Well, okay, so that's probably what the inspiration was. I imagine this was ripped right out of
The stories, anyway. I mean, the track is pretty faithful to the game, I think. Or not the game, the movie, isn't it? I mean, it's not exactly the same, but there's a lot of things in this track that are in the movie.
the second one is.
The second one is.
Yeah.
Because I know there's that like one side thing that you can go up on.
So that's in like the other version of this track.
Okay.
Oh. You can kill yourself. I don't remember how.
You can destroy your engines. Looks like you're about to flame out. It's a lot of black smoke.
Yes, it is.
I can't remember. There was something you could do though. Maybe it's like when you pass the. Get a recharge of it to get to it. No. How are the controls? Are they pretty touchy?
They're good. I think the controls are good. I'm just not good at it.
Oh, okay. I know you could use like the L. I want to say you could use the L and R buttons on the one on the 64 to you know, make your turns tighter and whatnot. Or if you just need like a slight turn, I think you can push them. Looks like you're going to be doing good qualifying this one. So I'm traveling 418 something. Sure.
Kilometers.
Kilometers, you think?
Yeah, well, that was like the
Standard.
yeah, that was the standard in Star Wars was kilometers.
Parsecs is not time, isn't it?
No, it is a matter of distance.
Ooh, ooh. Oh.
Ah,
You almost made it to the end.
I have fresh engines.
There you go, look at that. And you're like, what, 6th place?
7. Yeah.
Poor Annie.
Stupid kids. It's okay.
Hux and Coca-Cola are not sponsors of this stream, just so you are aware. But they will be making appearances here and there as we refresh ourselves.
That's right. So Twitch, don't unaffiliate me. I'm making very little money at this as it is.
Hey, you haven't even made enough to withdraw anything, have you?
I have not. This stream makes literally pennies a day. Ben-Hur. That was the fucking name of the movie I was trying to think of.
Oh, Ben-Hur. Okay, yeah. The chariots and whatnot. Yeah.
God, that was such a random outburst.
See, but they had like a lot of. Ben-Hur had a lot of like spikes on the wheels and all that other kind of crap. Which I guess what Sebulba probably has all that kind of crap on his pod racer.
Yeah, well, he had like he has the gun or whatever it is that shoots out like to his sides, doesn't he? He had something in the movies that was like, that is fucking nefarious.
Well, I know, like, didn't he like?
Yeah, he sabotaged Annie's pod racer, and then he did something to blow some other, like another machine up.
Yeah, he was always like just tearing shit up.
Yeah, so he had the big fuck you, you know. Ooh.
Sebulba was an asshat, that's for sure.
And that's why he always wins. Doing better this time.
Looks like it. You know, hitting rocks is bad.
I mean, that's what they get for being on my way.
So there's no pits in this, so there's no place to like drive over to repair anything. So it's not like F-Zero where you can do that stuff.
There is a way to repair your engines. I just don't know what it is.
Did I get push like select or something? No, because there wasn't a select button on the 64. It wasn't start.
Maybe it was the trigger?
The Z trigger, maybe?
Maybe. Although,
Or maybe it was like down on the directional pad or something.
that just changes my view on this one. Fuck, I don't know. Here's a plan. Don't fuck up. If you do well, you don't have to learn the game's mechanics.
Just turn on the game and push buttons.
That's right.
It'll all be fine.
I mean, that is what we do here.
Yep. You don't need no stinking directions.
I mean, if you came to this stream looking for like
Professionalism?
high tier gameplay, man, are you wrong?
You're in the wrong place.
Fucking right. On a lap.
Is it the final countdown for this lap?
The final countdown. Maybe.
Okay. Let's check. Is there anybody even behind you? Because I don't see like anything on the radar. You're just owning this one.
That's right. I don't like to lose. When MK9 came out, I was playing it with some friends, and I was just working everybody as Scorpion, and I yelled that out at the end of the match. No! I just yelled out, I don't like to lose! It was comedy gold.
See, now you can just run all over the rocks. Oh, Sebulba! He's flaming out, look at that.
Whatever. I win. Yeah.
First place. So he gets to buy himself out of slavery and his mom?
No.
No.
I get to buy ship parts because, I mean, freedom. Freedom.
Oh, it was ship parts and his freedom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the bet with Sebulba, wasn't it? Yeah.
This is the most convoluted bet in cinema history.
Hey, man. Qui-Gon Jinn really wanted him out.
Apparently. Seems like a much more...
So, back when they came out, I used to buy, like the Star Wars Lego sets, like the original ones, like when they first came out. And I always had this thing that I was going to get an office someday, and I was going to put them together and put them on display and just kind of like have them in my office. Well, I never really had an office, so that never happened. I finally took them the other day to a place, and they gave me a lot more money than I paid for them. So I'm very happy about that. I think I had, let's see, 40, I might have had $100 in like these 4 sets, and they gave me $360 in trade.
Nice.
Or 300 cash, so I got a X-Men Lego set I had been looking at for a really long time, and some other stuff that my wife was wanting to do for a display she had in her classroom, and walked away with $120. So nice, I thought.
Yeah.
So I walked away with cash more than I originally paid for them, and got something else I wanted. So I was a little light on their value because I know each of those like little box sets I had were running about $75 to $100, but they get to try to sell them, and I don't have to worry about it.
You will not find a better deal anywhere, I think, huh?
Good times.
Outlanders. They come here.
So okay,
They find me.
so why would I buy parts from Sebulba?
You wouldn't.
Oh no, this is Watto, isn't it?
Yeah, Watto.
Watto. Never mind.
Um,
The bet was with Watto to free Annie.
And you wouldn't buy parts from this guy either. It's just that, you know, in this economy, you have no choices.
Zero. I love how he built it like all from like junk parts, but it looks like really, really friggin' awesome. The way he built it. It's like, okay, sure.
I don't remember these introductions from the 64 game.
I don't think there were in the 64 game.
Second only to Kessel in spice production. The air is
I
thick
don't.
with
Yeah, none of this
10
was in the 64 game.
Yes, not to mention all that dust.
You know,
The guild boss himself, the infamous
I think they kind of crossed up. I think they took the 64 game, updated the graphics a little bit, and then threw in some of the PlayStation 2 versions of this thing.
I need to get my hands on that version because clearly there were some things going on that I'm just like, what? You know, I don't know why I never played that version though.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell you why I didn't play it.
The PlayStation 2 or the 64?
Oh, we played the shit out of the 64 version.
Oh yeah, we did.
The PS2 version, when it came out, I was just like,
I've played this. Why do I want this?
yeah, that's probably what it was.
We have episode 1 Racer at home.
That is absolutely what it was.
Which is funny because I think the 64 version was actually more expensive than the PlayStation 2.
Well, because it came out like years later, and they didn't really, as far as I know, as far as I had understood, they didn't do like a whole lot to it. It was just, here you go.
Hey, my phone says that we're live right now.
Well,
Are you
thanks.
getting ready to lap somebody?
Fucking right I am.
Straight out of the box, man. I didn't see it pass.
We went on the other side of the island.
Oh, you bastard. I didn't notice.
Zams. What's this? Savolva always what?
The moment always wins.
Whoa. That was close.
That was close.
That person.
I
I
don't-
think that was the guy I laughed.
I don't care about that. All I care about is money.
Ah. Unlocked our first new racer. This guy's racer is junk, though.
Yeah, I still think. Yeah, Annie's is probably the best all around. It's got like really good acceleration off the line. It's got a really good top end, and it's got it turns really well. But I mean, there's ones that turn better, but they aren't as fast. There's ones that, yeah, all of those combinations of various things that they could have.
You can't grind earlier races. Lame.
Beto's Wild Ride. Was it because it's got a hairpin turn in it? Was that?
I guess.
Mark IV airbrake, dual coolant pump cluster 2 power plug, dual 32 SX.
They come here. How do they find me? They come here. Mess up my store. Hey!
Ooh, top speed, man. That's a big jump in top speed. You don't have to buy it though, do you?
You think you're gonna beat Sebulba with
I
that
do
No.
not.
muscle of yours?
Oh my god. Look at that. V10.
Yeah, look at the thrust coil,
Heavy.
the plug 2 thrust coil, and then the block 5 thrust coil.
Wanna meet the Choboda?
Yeah. That's the difference between like a 1 liter engine and a 6 liter engine.
You come back, huh? Ootmans.
No, there's 3PO.
They come here. They look around. They know why. Why nobody buy?
Okay. Oh my goodness.
3, 2, 1. MNI.
God, I remember going to theaters to watch this. It was so epic.
I know people came back later and said they hated this movie, but there was not a person in the theater that was like, boo, at the end of the movie. There were people that just thought it was the greatest thing ever.
So here's what I'll say. I do not hate the prequel trilogy. I recognize that they could have been much better movies, though.
Oh yeah, they definitely could have been better movies, but they weren't bad movies. I mean, let's look at the original Star Wars movie. I think the only reason that it got like all the acclaim that it got is because it did all the stuff that movies needed to be doing at that time. You know, it had the high-end
I thought I
graphics
could-
and everything else.
I literally thought that was something I could ramp over there.
But I mean, they did like all the models and everything to make the game the movie, what it needed to be. Like it had a certain look. It was like the best looking movie of that type ever in 1977.
Oh yeah.
So like all the models and everything, it was all amazing stuff. It was all really well shot. You know, Skywalker Ranch and ILM were built for that movie.
Yeah. And well, I mean, even if you just stripped all of that away, right? Like if you just took out all of that impressive technology that pushed those movies.
It's a good story, but at the same time, it's a story that's been told like a million times. And there's not, but there's, you know, what is it? There's only like, 6 actual stories
There's
that
two.
it comes down to?
There's really only 2. Dude
Well-
comes to town, dude leaves town. Those are the 2 stories that have been told since the beginning of everything.
Well, I mean, you got like your man versus man, man versus nature, man versus society, man versus himself, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you got
there's like
those.
5 or 6, you know, stories that you can put together and meld and all that. And, you know, they've all been told. It's just how you tell the story. I mean, it's not the ending, it's how you got there.
You know what? I took when I was taking college classes. I had said in a literature class, I said, "Well, there's really no new stories," and the teacher breaks out, "Yeah, Shakespeare said that," and I was like, "Well, that really just hammers home my point."
A couple hundred years ago, there weren't any new stories, and there still aren't.
Oh, God, I have biffed twice on this map, but I'm still in first, so.
Yeah, well, you were in third place the last time you crashed, so good on you.
But I think that there were a few things that they could have done to make like Episode 1 better. Instead of following Qui-Gon Jinn, they should have followed Obi-Wan. Like I firmly believe, and I'm taking this joke directly from Red Letter Media, but they should have taken the character Qui-Gon Jinn and the character Obi-Wan Kenobi and combined them into a brand new character called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I feel like we kind of know who Anakin is coming into the prequel trilogy. We know who he is. We know he's going to be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out, how does like a sweet innocent kid end up the villain of like all time?
Okay, so that was something that I think that should have just been changed entirely. Anakin should not have been introduced as a child. He should have just been introduced as like a war veteran or something like that. He should have just been introduced like he's just an established character who's just really good at the shit that he is, and they discover that he's like a powerful, force-sensitive person.
Well, see, but they'd also already set the precedent that Luke was too old for training.
Yeah,
So
but
if you bring in Anakin as like a grizzled war veteran and then train him as a Jedi, then it kind of goes against what they were saying. Unless Vader is the reason that he was too old for training. You know, but you know they also show that they've got gobs and gobs of kids training to be Jedi in the temple. You know.
yeah, so that's, I don't know, like the whole kid thing, that is one of the few things that just doesn't like sit right with me. And I don't think it was necessary to just introduce Anakin as a child or set up the whole thing as, well, Jedis are trained from birth. Like, no, that's a cult that goes around kidnapping kids. That's kind of creepy.
Well, that's not really how Qui-Gon approached it. He talked to Anakin's mom and said, "Hey, he's special. You need to let me take him."
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, that's meh. I think that's Like, the whole thing with Luke being too old to train, I think that there's just details you can overlook. And I think that was a detail you could have overlooked.
Yeah.
I would let mouth breathers argue about that, you know, on the internet down the line.
Yeah. But overall, I didn't think the movies were bad. I feel like when you get into the third one, what's the third one?
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, which is supposed to be the original title of Return of the Jedi. No, Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith. I feel like Anakin was a little more whiny than he should have been.
Yeah, with
Clegg, hold fast!
Thank you for that. I don't know. Like,
Aquilaris?
I do think that there were some things that are a little awkward about Revenge of the Sith, but I don't have like really any decent suggestion for how do you write this story at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I feel like they wrote the movies in because you don't really get Anakin's full story all the way through. You get Anakin as a child. You get Anakin as like the teenager that wants to be the best, and then you have the downfall.
Yeah,
you have the rise and the fall of Anakin Skywalker as a Jedi, not as a character altogether, but as a Jedi. You have his rise and fall in those first three movies, and I feel like they use those movies to hit on the major points in his story that drove him to be Vader. So in the first movie, he's a child and he leaves his mother. Okay, so that was fine. But in the next movie, when he went to go back to take care of his mother, she was dead?
No, she'd been kidnapped.
She'd been kidnapped. Something happened to her. And I think that he had guilt for not having been there to protect her. So there's like the first thing. There's the first little thing that takes him there. But he had to have left as a child to be able to come back years later to try to fix it. You know,
I really don't feel like that pays off in the third movie.
It doesn't,
because like he's like, well, I just want to protect my new family that I'm not supposed to have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, instead he could have approached it like they could have gotten rid of like the whole taboo thing about Jedis having like relationships, because there's so much extended lore from that time period that Lucas signed off on about married Jedis. It's just like, okay, you put these in novels and comics and games, but you didn't have the balls to put it in your movies? Fuck you, George.
Well, I'm going to say that it was probably still taboo to have them, but I think it was, I would imagine that there was certain trials they had to prove themselves through the Jedi Temple to be accepted as that. I'm not going to say that a married Jedi was a great thing initially. I'm going to say that there were reasons.
So, you could have gotten away from that and just done this whole thing where Anakin just starts implementing extreme measures to bring peace to the galaxy.
Yeah.
And that's like the motivation, right?
Okay.
But, in the process of trying to do like the noble thing, you go out of your way to start doing the like completely unnoble thing. And then once you start down this dark path, well, there you go. You're Vader now.
Well, see, but I feel like you've got that manipulation factor of the Emperor with Vader throughout those first three movies.
Yeah.
Because he's always initially he kind of put himself off as like a kindly person towards Anakin and really wanted to help him and make him be like the best he could be.
Yeah.
And then Anakin realizes in Return of the Jedi that he'd been manipulated all along, and that the Emperor didn't really want to help him. And he finally stands up and protects his family.
Yeah. Well,
So there's the payoff there. There's a payoff for that, although it came way before the prequel trilogy.
Well, interestingly enough, I think you could have written it in a way where you do keep Anakin's noble intentions from beginning to end. It's just he recognizes you have to do like extreme things to get what you want done. And in this instance, he wants to bring peace and order to the galaxy. And you could say that's a kind of noble quest, but he's also like, but to do that, you got to break a few eggs. So
I think it came down to he was trying to bring order to the galaxy, not necessarily peace.
yeah.
So
And like I said, you could argue up and down how right, wrong, or whatever that is, but there's the ways and means. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I will say that of all 9 Star Wars movies, the only one I really just do not like from open to close is The Last Jedi. Fuck you, Rian Johnson. I'm gonna subvert expectations. No, that is not what you do in Star Wars. That is the exact okay, Rogue One. That's an opportunity to subvert expectations. Episode 8 is not.
Okay, so Rise of Skywalker, you were fine with.
So, okay, I wasn't.
I mean, there's a lot of
But-
people that hated like all 3 of those movies, and I watched them. I enjoyed them. I thought Rey was kind of flat, but she's also kind of what you should expect from a Jedi as a character. They're kind of like unemotional and maybe a little angry
So,
or annoyed, maybe.
when I watched The Force Awakens, I was like, oh, okay, I get what they're doing. They're gonna do this soft reboot thing where they're gonna remake the original trilogy,
Which is pretty much what they did.
but they're going to, they're gonna continue the story. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Whatever. I was like, okay, cool.
There's going to be certain story beats that are going to get repeated.
Yeah, so I am here for the ride, man. And I thought Force Awakens was a good, strong starting point. There were some things about it that I was like, well, maybe not, but whatever. They weren't so egregious that I walked out of it a foaming madman about how they ruined my childhood for the second time.
I don't feel that any of those movies ruined my childhood because the only one I remember seeing in the theater was Return of the Jedi because I was 6 when that movie came out, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see the other one in the theater because I would have been 3.
If a movie ruins your childhood, reevaluate your fucking life.
Oh yeah, I mean your childhood is over and done with. You can't ruin something that's over and done with. If your childhood is ruined, that's because your childhood might have sucked to start with.
So, when Last Jedi came out, there were some things that I were expecting to happen in the movie that did not. And I just walked away from it like, why did everybody have to be like the comedy relief? Why, like every time the movie started to get serious and interesting and something was going to happen that I was like, okay, I'm back in, Rian Johnson is like, nope, fuck you. And Luke Skywalker makes a joke at the expense of Rey. And it's just like, why?
Well, I do know, and I'm gonna go with an Eric Bischoff explanation here. So he said that there's some promoters out there that like to try to go just full tilt all the way through a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Like full tilt, drama, action, everything, all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, by the time you get like halfway through the show, your audience is wore out. They're so focused on this drama and action that's going on that they don't know that they hit a height and then everything else is just like, But like they would stick in, like he would start at like hot action and then he'd go to like a slow match to kind of let people breathe a little bit, and then he'd come back with something hot, some more high action thing, and then he'd bring it back down with like maybe a comedic match, and then they'd bring it back up with the action, bring it back down, and then have your climax at the very end of the show and go out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how you should do it. I understand. I think Rian Johnson
Yeah.
was. I would say he was trying to do something like that, where you bring up the action, you bring it down, so that you aren't just, bored by the end of the movie because you don't know what else to do with your energy.
I think with the issue with, like,
He just didn't know how to do it right.
The Last Jedi spends way too much time explaining itself. Like, way too much time. Like, when they formulate the plan
Yeah.
to, like, escape the ship so that they can go to that casino planet, but they have to slip through... That whole sequence of events, I was just like, what is happening in this movie? So they go through the plan, and then... What is it? Is it Finn or is it Bo? Whatever his name is. Just stops them from talking and says, okay, explain it again, but slower. It's like, no. Fuck this plan. Don't do this. They really should have come up with something else. Like, okay, they were trying to redo the chase from Empire.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to, like, redo a scene from a movie, go back to that scene and see, like, what they did. There was this hide-and-seek aspect to what, like, they were doing in Empire.
Yeah, what was the explanation for that slow-speed chase in that movie?
There fucking isn't one.
Because it was like watching OJ run away from the police back in the 90s.
That is the analogy I'm going to use in the future from now on. Thank you for that.
But no, I mean, so
they do explain it, but they explain it in such a way that it's just like, what?
So the ship was going too fast to shoot at it, right?
But if they go to hyperspace, they would just jump to the beginning. And so you've got a chase.
Well, they didn't have enough to go very far in hyperspace, so they went like the fastest they could without jumping to hyperspace.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyway,
this is an epiphany I had today, and this doesn't relate to Star Wars. It just relates to movies in general. So there are good movies and there are fun movies, and then there are bad movies. A good movie does not require you to suspend disbelief. Or it requires you to suspend very little disbelief.
Yeah.
The characters are relatable, they're interesting, the problem that is presented is maybe something that you can relate to. Okay? A fun movie, you throw disbelief out the window. Okay? So we're talking like...
Too.
Or we're talking like... we're talking like... Like an example of a good movie would be like Citizen Kane. It is...
Still need to watch that.
Yeah, and I do too. But I know the plot points, and I know the beats, and I know the story, and I can tell you that it is a believable story with relatable characters, with a relatable problem, even though it involves politics.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, if you want to avoid the politics of it.
Yeah, so...
And see Mickey Rooney is a Chinese guy.
That's right. But... That's a believable story. Like, both of those are believable stories, with relatable characters, that don't require you to suspend a whole lot of disbelief.
Nope.
Okay? Like, you could sit there and watch that from beginning to end and just be like, oh my god, I can see this happening in real life. And a fun movie is like, say, a Marvel movie. You've taken reality and pushed it aside for the moment for the sake of your entertainment.
Yeah.
So, like, when people like Martin Scorsese gets up and says, these aren't cinema, he's not wrong. But that doesn't mean that they're, like, shit movies. That just means that they're just a different kind of entertainment experience. Bad movies, however, require you to take disbelief and throw it out the window, and relatable, interesting characters, and chuck that shit right in the trash. Star Wars The Last Jedi suspends all manner of disbelief and has no relatable, interesting characters.
I'll give you that. Although I did like, I mean, taking away the reasoning.
Yeah.
The reasoning for the slow speed chase. I did like the captain of that ship. I have no idea what the hell her name is. I did like her. I felt like she was like doing what she had to do. Like she was making the sacrifice to save everybody else.
Yeah.
For whatever the reason was that they could that actually worked. Just saying.
Yeah. So that's fine. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that happens in that movie that's just why?
You know, back in the 80s, if you asked why, someone would tell you to try Bud Dry. Not a sponsor.
Definitely not.
I don't think does that even exist anymore?
No.
So it can't be a sponsor because it doesn't exist.
Fucking right.
Budweiser, not a sponsor. That's a little loud.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, by the end of The Last Jedi, your analogy about like the wrestling show, I was fucking exhausted. I was ready for that movie to be over. Like that movie had so many false finishes.
Well, see, and I think, well, like I said, I think what it was is Johnson just was going for that kind of a thing, but didn't have the right things to put in there.
Yeah.
I love how the screen is kind of cut in weird spots.
That's from OBS.
Oh, okay.
So like on the stream end, they're probably not seeing that weird slice that you see.
Okay.
We'll go back and watch it later.
Fair.
Thanks for peeling back the curtain. Don't mind the elderly man behind the screen. Anyway, so I think what it was, another thing that I was just not sure about with like that movie was I don't think it could decide if it wanted to be Empire or Return of the Jedi. Because that ending is straight from Return of the Jedi, and it doesn't answer the important question: who's Snoke? That,
and then it turns out it doesn't really matter who Snoke is.
yeah, that really pissed me off. That there was no Snoke payoff, and I don't give a fuck what's happening.
I will say them taking out Snoke was pretty awesome. That was an amazing scene. I loved it.
Okay, that was a fine scene, and that was like that should have been like the climax. There should have been an explanation for who Snoke is in the second movie, and then that was the climax, right?
Yeah.
But they went with that ending. Like, oh my god, it just wasn't good, and. Everyone talks shit about Rise of Skywalker, but Rise of Skywalker had to be that movie because of Rian Johnson. Like, that is the only place that, oh fuck. That is the only place that story could have gone.
Yeah, that wasn't a hole.
It was not.
That was a big rock pillar right in the middle of the road.
I just went head first into it. So, like, where else was the story gonna go?
You have to hit a boost on that ramp that we did off earlier or something?
Probably. I'm trying to remember how to do the boost. Yeah, I think I just remembered. I think.
Well, hopefully that works.
Boost.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I've also got to hold down to, like, go up. Yeah, I would have made it too. Oh my
missed
god.
the ramp. Oh god. You suck so bad. Good thing I'm not playing this for 5 years.
You know?
Although I remember playing Episode 1 Racer. I don't remember playing much beyond like the first track, but I know I played a shit ton of it. So I don't know.
So, like, I remember when you get to, like, the later circuits, you go back to Tatooine, and it's, like, a different track. And you end up going through, like, a canyon where there's, like, tiny explosions on the track, And that's like sand people shooting you.
Oh, yeah. I remember the same people, yeah. It was pretty much just playing the game over again. It was like playing Popeye on the original NES. You had 3 stages, play them over again.
Oh. I figured out how to repair it.
Ooh, sweet. Instructions, people. Who needs them?
Fucking right. No! I need them.
We're in 9th place, but that's okay.
We're gonna have to do this one again. I'm trying like hell to remember. I just can't remember. This goddamn helmet. Find a pit droid. Fix my shit.
I like those guys.
They're funny.
They're nice comic relief. They're featured quite a bit in the Mandalorian series.
Oh yeah, they are.
I mean, they're not like the central part of the story or nothing, but they're in there quite often.
Have you seen her?
Amy Sedaris does really well in this show too. I like her.
She's funny.
Oh, this part no good for you, huh?
What else is she in? Was she in, was she the one that was in that show with Stephen Colbert about going back to high school? Was that her?
What, Strangers with Candy?
No.
This is the other show though. It was another one of those.
No, yeah, no, it was no,
Kids in the
no,
Hall.
no. It was Strangers with Candy.
But it was like the
I was,
you had Strangers with Candy, and then there was that show afterwards where she had been away for a long time, and then she went back to high school as like she was in her 40s or something.
yeah, no, that was Strangers in Candy. I was thinking of like the Kids in the Hall movie Brain Candy,
Ah, yes. Okay.
which that movie's so funny.
But yeah, Strangers with Candy. I think the character was. She had been like in rehab for like 30 years or something. Maybe she'd been in a coma, like a drug coma. I can't remember. But anyway, she came back home and she'd been away for like 30 years or something.
Yeah.
And she'd never gotten her high school diploma, and I think she had disappeared out of school like her junior year, maybe for sophomore year. Maybe she didn't even go to high school. I can't remember.
Yeah.
but the
that
crux
is-
is so she had to go back to school.
But that was her, right?
Yeah. Her family was like stupid rich, but they sent her back to school.
Yeah.
Yes, Remy, yes, Cat. If you ever become stupid rich, you will still have to go to school and finish. Although Cat's already done with high school, so that's kind of moot. And I don't see us winning the lottery before Remy graduates high school, so you're gonna have to finish high school. Sorry. Just how it is. Maybe your Uncle John can win the lottery and he'll take care of it.
I have already like devised my plan if I ever just become like idiotically rich. I would likely set up trust funds for all of my nieces and nephews, just because.
Fair.
There is some property in this area that I would just buy straight cash. I don't care what it costs. I would just buy it.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I mean, like, my first thing would be, like, I'd pay off all my debt, and then, like, any family, pay off their debt, plus I got a handful of friends that I'd probably take care of, too.
Yeah, so, like, beyond that, I would just set everything up. I would set up a trust for my son, so that, you know, he's taken care of, because I have a son with some severe autism, and I
Still at home.
still know him. And I have concerns about how he's going to take care of himself. And he's a super clever kid. He just kind of needs to...
He needs some guidance.
He needs to come out of his shell a bit. Like that's what the issue is. I think once he gets out of his shell, I think he'll be fine, you know. But I don't know if that's going to happen. And me and my wife are separated. I'm trying to get a divorce, like the whole thing. I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't care. So, as the current situation is, I've actually not seen my kid for months, and that is a thing with me. But
plus, he lives like 5.5 hours away.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working.
There is, I would set things up in a way that he wouldn't have to worry about anything. I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, I don't need a whole lot in life. I would buy a house, and I'm gonna be real with you. I would probably get some sort of bullshit mundane job just to leave the house every once in a while. Just because I've thought about it. Like, me having an insane amount of like fuck you money, I couldn't live that way.
What would you do? Like, go be a door grader at Walmart?
Maybe.
So you just go talk to people?
That would be my whole day.
Maybe like buy their groceries every now and then. If somebody's like really down on their luck.
I would do something. You know, like I would have some really super down to earth job because I would need something to keep me down to earth. Like I would need it. And I occasionally need reminders that like humbling reminders, and I will say that recently in life I've had a humbling reminder. But yeah.
7th. It's 2 places better than last time.
I qualified.
Oh, okay. That's all you need, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one again though. Oh no, I didn't. I thought 7th qualified. Oh, 4th or better. Okay. My bad.
Damn it.
Dude, it needs to let me like grind these earlier races. Anyway, but that's me. I would have to do something.
So I don't remember this track. This is only like the 5th track.
There's a lot of these tracks I don't remember, man. There's like 30 something tracks in this game.
I don't think we own this game though.
We did not.
We just rented it a couple times.
This was back in the before times when there were blockbusters.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess we would have rented this from Blockbuster. I remember back in the day renting games from Topaz.
I remember renting them from Broadway Video. I remember renting them from Take-Two Video.
Ooh, Take-Two. Holy cow. That building's not even there anymore.
It's not. It was like they turned it into like a paint store or something. And then it was like a flag store.
No, Take-Two is the building next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, the Majestic Cleaners. Yeah, I don't remember what it was before. It was I don't remember what that building was before. But Take-Two was that little building next to it. Then it was like a card shop for a while, and then they closed.
Let's see here.
And it's had empty for a really long time. The building's still there now. I think they closed and tore it down.
I remember renting Mega Man 2 there. I remember they had like these tags that.
Oh, you had to take the tag up to the counter and they gave it to you.
And all these tags were like on nails that were just hanging out. Like it wasn't like the sharp end hanging out or whatever, but it was just a fucking nail in a shelf. And
you just little circle things, the little key ring thing.
Yeah, you had to take that up to the counter and they hooked you up.
Yeah, I want this. They'd pull it out, it'd be the wrong thing because somebody was jacking out the tags.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember getting Mega Man 2. I remember getting Metal Gear. God, what else did we get there? I think we got Rambo.
Oh god, we were in those ones games from Tape 2.
Punch Out. We rented Punch Out from there. God, we rented the fuck out of Punch Out. I
The
don't
Broadways were pretty well where we rented all the Super Nintendo games that we rented.
That was the first time Broadway Video was like where I got to play Final Fantasy II for the first time.
Yeah.
Still my favorite Final Fantasy.
It's a good game. Solid game.
It's just a game that's just like you don't need all this extra bullshit that's in all these others.
Boom.
It was like, yo, here you go. I mean, I like 6, I like 7, I like all the ones that you get like all the crazy like customization options or whatever, but 4 is where it's at, baby.
I have to agree. What's the US 3? Is that 5?
That's 6.
6. Okay. So we never got 5.
We did not get 5. Well, we did on PlayStation.
But we got like 1.
We got 1, 4, Mystic Quest, and then 6. And then the PlayStation came around and they decided we're just going to re-release all of them.
Right.
Which, you know, we got gypped on Anthology in the States. What you over there looking at?
Some stuff that I brought with.
Oh.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles here. I don't know if I haven't played that far through it. I don't know if it's really any good or not. I've heard people say it wasn't, but yeah, we'll see.
It's working!
I've beefed on this one again.
Hey, you're still in 4th place though.
Oh, you know what I could have done this whole time?
What was that?
Restart race. But, God, what other good shit did we rent? Broadway.
See, this is my jam as far as Star Wars go. I gotta go Lego.
There you go.
Lego and all the Star Wars.
At 40 years of age, I have not played a single Lego Star Wars game. I think, no.
They're fun.
I played a demo of the Lego Indiana Jones game, and I played a demo of Lego Hobbit, I think.
Oh, look at this. This may be coming at some point.
We gotta figure out GameCube controllers.
Yeah. The ones I have like to drift. And I thought when I told somebody they needed to be cleaned today, I thought he knew that I meant they needed to be taken apart and cleaned on the inside. But that's okay.
I kind of
miscommunication, that was my fault.
I kind of forgot that I had screwdrivers to open this shit with.
At some point, I'd like to get into these. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Well, let's see what Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages.
Get the Ganon ending.
Yeah. Super Mario Advance, which I believe is a Super Mario Brothers 2 with something else on it. That's not in the box. I wonder if that's in all the game is.
That I do not know.
No. We have Cars Mater National.
I'm not gonna lie. We were talking about doing the GameCube stuff today because we have the Game Boy player. I was gonna suggest we play that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's good or anything. It's probably not. But
Of course, there's always Atlantis Squarepantis. We always play that.
yeah. What's in there is a 3DS I want you to sell me.
Well, I would have to sell it to you for the with box price because I'm not going to keep the box just because you have yours. Oh, I know what's missing. I bet that's where it is. I have another. I have a DS Lite that has the Advance, the Game Boy Advance slot. That's where it is. Oh, that's not it. Some Zelda action there.
That's my copy.
That's your copy?
Yep. Yours should still be in the box. Capcom Classics. I know Bionic Commando's on there. I think there's another game on there too.
Bionic Commando is a great game. I loved it. I think I finally beat it, like, way back in the day.
That was one that we got from Take-Two.
Yeah. That, I think I spent like a weekend playing it.
I remember... No, okay. I remember this.
Joe!
When you were playing Bionic Commando, you got like an item in the game. It was like steel boots or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And the speculation when you got them, because we didn't know, I was like, oh, okay, I bet I can land, like get on the, like land on the spikes now without dying. Nope. I went from last to first. Ricky Bobby, baby.
If you ain't first, you're last, and that's how it was. Well, I am at a loss as to where that Super Mario Advance cartridge might be. It's probably in that other Game Boy, is my guess. That's okay. We can deal.
We can.
Fusang!
You'll not find a better deal
I feel like with the Star Wars name Fusang, I don't feel like the guy should look like a fat Chinese guy. I feel like, it should be a little less stereotypical of the name. Is that just me, maybe? Oh. Not enough credits.
Yeah, I got it. Cause
Trade 1,000? Oh, okay.
yeah, that's what I'm needing is more top speed.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra top speed. You have 238 True Guts. True Guts? True Guts? You got True Guts, man. Those are some really smooth looking asteroids.
Greetings, convicts, hoodlums, ruffians, outlaws, and other treacherous scum of Uvo 4.
So is this place red or is it white? I'm not sure.
There is some confusion here.
Am I red or white? Yeah. I mean, do we need to go through the list of what's over here?
Oh my god, there's so much shit over there.
So we have my GameCube here. Like I said, it needs some TLC. And not that TLC.
We are not chasing waterfalls here.
Well, I mean, they said don't. So, oh yeah.
Ah, well, there you go.
Let's say you took all the stickers off of these.
No. There's 3 I did not clean because I ran out of time.
Okay. I'm gonna move this one to the bottom before we get started here.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I played this game.
Which one is it?
This one. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought it. I don't know if I ever got around to playing it. I'm trying to remember what it was, and I don't. Anyway, so we have...
My paycheck from the school district needs to get here sooner.
We have Scooby-Doo Unmasked. We have Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, and I've played this one a lot when my eldest was little. I never beat this game. It was kind of maddening, almost. You all saw this one already. We're talking about that. Spyro, Enter the Dragonfly. I don't know what this one's called. Okay. And I thought I had Crazy Taxi. I must have had that on the PlayStation 2. We have Smashing Drive. I think I bought that because it was like a couple bucks. And I might have played it twice.
I was gonna say we all have those games.
Yeah.
I have a shelf over there full of those games.
Well, I mean, like I said, the Smashing Drive I bought because it was, I think it was like $4 or something like that, or $4.99, $5, and I was like, that looks like Crazy Taxi, but it wasn't.
Actually, I have the exact opposite of that problem, where it's like I buy a game because it's a couple bucks. No, okay, here's a perfect example of my problem. I bought Virtual Highlight. That is not a cheap game. I bought it used, and I found out I got it from a defunct rental store, and I had to spend like a day getting a fucking sticker off the disc. Oh my god, that was a pain in the ass. But anyway, not a cheap game. I played it once. I intend to play it on the stream at some point in the future because even though it is like a bad game, the mechanics of the game sound like something that would be in my wheelhouse of something that I would have just ate the fuck up as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched people play, like, Highlight on the NES, and I'm just like, I don't know, Davey, that doesn't look like something I'd be into.
I don't remember Highlight being a bad game, but I think I might have played it once, and I don't remember much about it. Anyway, we also have, for Fight Night, maybe, WrestleMania X8. WrestleMania XIX, also known as WrestleMania 19. We're going to move that down because we don't want to show that one yet. I don't want to show that one. We had Dora, Journey to the Purple Planet. I probably need to look through all these cases and make sure they're all the right games, just to be sure.
You know, I will be honest with you. There was only one game I actually checked to see if it was in there, and which one was it?
Was it in there? Yes or no?
It was in there. The reason I opened it is because I could hear it rattling around in there.
Oh yeah, that was Ken Loose from inside these things. Anyway, we have SpongeBob SquarePants. Words are hard. Lights, camera, pants. Not even action, just pants. So I don't really know what there is to this game aside from some pants, possibly.
Possibly pants.
Possibly pants. This was more fun than I expected it to be. Super Monkey Ball. This is Super Monkey Ball 2, but it's more or less the same game as Super Monkey Ball 1.
Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine. I've played a lot of this game. I am nowhere near finishing it. Yeah, it's just a lot of hard, stupid crap to get where you need to go. But there's that. This was okay. Tony Hawk's Underground 2. It was alright.
I like the first Underground more.
I like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 better. And this is about as close as you're going to get on the GameCube. I don't think 2 was on the GameCube. But here's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which is a pretty good game.
That was a pretty good one. I played the fuck out of that one on the PS2.
Star Wars 2, Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. It's really good. I think the Star Wars 1, I believe, is the prequel trilogy. Lego Star Wars 1, and then I think they recently came out with Star Wars 3. That's the end trilogy, but I've not played it. I think I have one of the games on the Switch, but I can't remember what. Anyway, here's one some people might like. Paper Mario. The 1,000-Year Door. What did I pay for that? I paid $15 for this at GameStop a while back.
I was gonna say a long while back.
A long while back. I bought this new Wind Waker. It's a better game than what a lot of people said. There's this cool thing in there where you build little models of things. Like you have to collect pieces to put this model in this like little secret cave. but I didn't know anything about it until I came across the secret cave. And if you don't collect all those pieces as you go along throughout the game, you can't go back and get them. So, you know, there were a lot of those. I'm just like, man, I'm a completionist, and this didn't happen, and I was kind of disappointed. Still beat the game. It was still fun. Loved it.
I liked that game up until it became Pro Triforce Fisher.
Well, and that was one of the things you had to do to get parts of those things, but you didn't really have to do the fishing thing. I didn't think. Oh no, there was Peace Triforce in here.
You need to get all the Triforce from fishing.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And I'm a guy that likes to find his Triforce at the end of a dungeon.
Yeah, I mean,
Not. Uh-oh. Oh. Did we lose it?
I don't think so.
Did we lose it? Uh-oh.
No, we're still there. Did you lose us? We're still here. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh, hold on. Are we still there?
maybe.
Maybe. Says we're live. Are we live? We're live. Okay, sorry. Technical difficulties. When shit's just gotta go wrong, it's got to go wrong.
And there's also this Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. I don't think I bought this new. I think I bought this used. This was really good. I never beat this game, but I wasn't really too worried about doing it because I didn't have 4 friends to play with on the game.
We
Or
don't
3
have
friends. I didn't have 3 friends to play
I was
with.
gonna say we don't. I don't know that we have 4 friends amongst us.
Yeah. Now, here, I want to show you 2 things that I'm really proud of. I had them from actually being a subscriber to Nintendo Power back in the day. I have my Legend of Zelda promotional disc. This one has, which one does this have on it? This has the original Legend of Zelda. It's got Zelda 2. It has Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, all 4 on this disc right here. And this cost me bupkis. I got it for being a subscriber. I also got this one for being a subscriber. This one just has Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So
I thought that
there's
was a pre-order thing with Wind Waker.
I don't think so. It might have been.
I thought
No. It had a preview for Wind Waker on it.
Oh, okay. I
I
remember.
might have got that for pre-ordering Wind Waker, but I'm not sure. I either got it for being a subscriber to Nintendo Power or for the Wind Waker.
Well, I thought one of those was like a promotion thing with Wind Waker, but good God, it's been so long.
Anyway, those are probably the 2 most expensive games in my collection, unless Thousand Year Door is actually worth something now.
I am trying to think.
And that's a player's choice copy on the Thousand Year Door, so probably not.
I'm trying to think of what the most like expensive game in my entire collection is. It would have to be Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PlayStation.
The original?
Or Diablo.
The OGs?
Yeah.
Probably.
No,
Symphony of the Night? I remember selling a ton of copies of that at Walmart back in the day.
It was a good game.
It's just hard to imagine that being worth anything. You know, just with the sheer volume of those games that are out there. So, like, Final Fantasy VII, you know, before it did the greatest hits thing, I'm almost certain they had to sell 1 million copies, didn't they?
I think to be a greatest hits, at that time you had to sell 250,000 copies.
Okay, so there were 250,000 copies of Final Fantasy out there with the black label before they put the green label on.
Now they had reprinted it. They had done several waves of the black label, so there probably are like a few. There probably are over 1 million black label copies out there.
Yeah.
But there are even more greatest hits copies out there. Now, what I will say about Final Fantasy VII is I can get that on eBay all day for $60, and I think that's a lot to ask for a game of that age. I know it's a great game, and I'm not trying to take away from that at all. It's just I hit a point. Here's where I'm at with like retro game collecting. The only console that I'm willing to drop stupid money for games on right now are Sega Saturn games. And I have a cap. If a game is more than $200 for the Saturn, I'm going to look for some other way to get it.
That's fair. Let me screw up the angle here.
Now, with PlayStation games, the $100 my watermark.
Yeah.
Anything over that, it better be like stupendously rare, or it needs to be something that I have to have it. But because these games are not as rare as people make them out to be. They're just not. The Sega Saturn, on the other hand, yes, those games are every bit that rare. Because the Saturn did not sell very well in North America. The games did not get wide releases.
Because this console didn't sell very well.
3/4 of the entire library did not come to the US. 3/4. 3 out of 4. Yeah, 3 out of 4 Sega Saturn games stayed in Japan.
So that's a lot of games stay in Japan.
I still have my original Sega Saturn, and it still works. Except...
And you have, what, 12 games?
Yeah.
12.
11, 12. But
Okay.
I had to buy a Model 2 Saturn. Otherwise, I couldn't get certain games to work in it. I have a copy of Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn, which was a Japanese-only thing. But the copy that I have, which we played on stream, subscribe and check the archives. The only way I was playing that with a US patch is if I bought, like, a reproduction copy. That was it. That was the only way.
You'll not find a better deal anywhere, I think, huh? Oatmeal. What? You think you're gonna be settled down with that moderate?
What Switch game did I leave here? Oh, Capcom Fighting. That's right.
Putananoia.
I put that back in because I figured you might want to use it next Friday.
I can say this right now. After playing Saturday Night Slam Masters, that's going to be the next few fight nights.
Saturday Night Slam Masters?
Yes.
What's that?
It is a Capcom wrestling game with Mike Hager in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do they have any other characters from Final Fight in there?
No, but I will tell you this. There was an immense missed opportunity with that game.
What's that?
Zangief's not in it. So to me that was missed opportunity. Although Zangief is mentioned in the game.
He's mentioned in the game.
Yes.
I wonder if he's like hidden in the code or something.
Second only to
Nah, he's in a throwaway dialogue line. He's like in the aftermatch promo cut that they do on each other. Well, I mean, it's like in the Street Fighter vein, you know what I mean? Like where it's just like a line of dialogue, except the other guy says something too.
Kind of like in Punch Out.
Yeah.
Going from round to round and whatnot.
Yeah. So, but I mean, with that, it's just at the end of the match. I mean, it's not, it's wrestling, so there's no rounds.
I tried playing Punch Out a couple of years ago.
I can't play that game anymore.
Yeah, that was a wall.
Expletive deleted.
I don't know if it was on the Switch or if I had it on. It might have been on the Switch. I don't remember if I have it. I don't know if I had a cart for it or not. But I was playing it and I couldn't remember like all the special tricks to take guys out. I mean, I knew there was a certain thing you could do with like King Hippo, and like you punched him and he like fell down and didn't get back up. For some reason, I punched him down and he got back up. I was like, what the hell, man? Come on.
Someone found a tell in that game like 20 years after its release.
Yeah.
20, 30 years after its release. If you punch one of the guys towards the end, at the same time that a particular camera flash is going off, it's one shot,
Yeah.
and he goes down for the 10.
Huh.
Yeah,
So he's got like a glass jaw if he gets flashed with a certain flash.
I
It's
guess.
funny.
But like, I want to say all of the fighters have,
Oh yeah, they've all got something.
where if you hit them once at just the right time, they go down for the 10 count.
Hmm.
But some of the fights are just so easy you don't need them. Like, Glass Joe. If you lose on Glass Joe, give up on life.
Well, there's some of them that, when I was playing it seemed like there were some of them that I couldn't get them down unless I did like that thing. For some reason, just couldn't get it going. Like,
Don Flamingo was a hard one.
Don Flamingo was hard, like at first, but then, after you play them a couple times, it's easy, but, it's one of those things just like remembering the stuff you have to do to make it happen.
Oh, dude, that whole game is like...
Tiger. Gotta figure the tiger.
Dude that does the teleporting thing.
Yeah, he like goes around the ring, goes pew, pew, pew.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I got to that fight once. Like, once. I am not, like, what I would call good at Punch-Out. And, I think I got to him once. I don't know, like, the farthest I've ever been in that game.
I think I used to be able to make it to Sandman, which was the guy right before Tyson. And I think I got to Tyson like maybe once. But Tyson took me out like right away. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. It was just like, boom, done, just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was quite done there. But I'm still first, so fuck it, who cares? Those were fun games, but like, there's no way I could go back and play Punch-Out now.
We had Piston Honda, which we joked calling Piston on Honda or
Yeah.
Pissed Off Honda, or because you do these things,
We were all children once.
right? No doubt. Get it?
I just realized something.
What's that?
This game is just Wipeout, which is just Jet Moto, which is just F-Zero.
I wouldn't. I would put this in a different class than F-Zero. Because F-Zero, you can pretty well run that whole track just on the edges, and it just slow you down. This, you try to run on the edges, you're gonna kill yourself.
Eh.
One mo.
I'm trying to think of what the predecessor to F-Zero is, but I guess it's like Ridge Racer.
Let's see,
Or
F-Zero.
Mach Rider.
So
Mach
F-Zero would have come out in like what, 91 or 92?
Yeah.
I would say probably like the biggest game before that would have been like maybe Outrun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not really. Outrun was just like it was an unending thing. It would have had a track.
No, Outrun had an ending. It just, good luck getting to it.
Well, but I mean, it wasn't a track. It wasn't like a 3-lap track thing.
Yeah, that was like,
It was get as far as you can. I'm trying to think if I had tracks back then. So I know games did. I just don't know which ones.
yeah.
Because there wouldn't have been anything 3D, I don't think. I mean, except for like Outrun or Hard Driving or
Pole position.
pole position, but pole position was still, you know, one of those that you just drove and drove and drove. It didn't really have laps either.
Yeah.
I don't think. No, it had laps. Yeah, pole position had laps. Yeah, because you had a track shape for it. Yep. I would say pole position probably would have been the predecessor to F-Zero.
Okay.
F-Zero would be the spiritual successor.
It's a shame we didn't get the Satellaview in the United States.
Was that the Japan Famicom
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Multiplayer F-Zero? Fuck yeah, it would have been. I mean, we're getting it now with F-Zero 99, which is a fun game. Super fun game.
Wasn't the Super Nintendo a two-player, or was it a one-player? Was it one-player?
Two-player.
It was two for some reason. I thought it was a split-screen two-player.
No, probably the processor. They probably could do Mode 7 like that. Well, no, they did with the Mario Kart.
Yeah. The Mario Kart. I don't think Mario Kart was anywhere near as good as F-Zero.
That's
Mario Kart was big because that was like beat up your friends while you're racing, whereas like F-Zero was just like beat your friend to the track. Yeah, I mean Mario Kart is just like a beat 'em up racer, I guess, and I guess that's what's fun about it.
that is fun.
I never really got too far into it.
I got super into Mario Kart for a little while with friends who had it. Don't be a jerk.
There's your ASMR.
Go to sleep.
Sleep now in the fire.
I've been playing Helldivers too, and
There's a Honest Game trailer for the
Yeah,
game.
I
I
did
think I
see
sent
that.
it to you, didn't I?
yeah, you did. I had watched it before that though. It is pretty good. But no,
I haven't watched it yet. I'll have to watch it.
all of my recent like streams for Helldivers 2 have been Rage Against the Machines.
Nice.
Sometimes I'm clever.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we won't give you all the time. We'll do sometimes.
I wouldn't even give me all the time.
So, not a sponsor, although we did get a freebie from them. This may be a McDonald's cookie bag. It is not. Well, it has a McDonald's cookie in it, but that's not the major part of it. Something. What day are we going to see that thing I gave you?
Monday.
Monday. Okay, so Monday, not a sponsor, but did supply something to the stream the other day when I went there. Insomnia cookies in Carbondale. A good cookie?
A good cookie.
Better be for $3 each.
God damn. Maybe not that good of a cookie. Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry, $2.85 each.
I was gonna say, are these cookies putting someone through college?
As a matter of fact,
Alright.
Outlanders, they come here. How do they find me? They come here, mess up my store. Hey! They come here, they look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy? Hey. Putenanolia!
I can't say that I notice a difference with that.
You will not find a better deal anywhere, I think, huh?
I need more acceleration and top speed. Ah, no, the V10's back. Oh my god! 11,000. 12,000.
i.e. you don't have enough.
Wow.
Have you seen my chance cube?
I don't have enough for that either.
What? You think
God.
you're gonna beat Sebulba with that pod vessel of yours?
That Anakin looks so weird.
I love how he turns and the little backpack thing didn't move.
Welcome, pod racing fans, to Ondo Creek, home of the
Part of that statue,
Andovi
is it-
Bindu
is
monks.
that a breast?
Your host, the wisest of the wise,
I don't know.
Abu Donba.
Is that a fertility god? Because fertility gods have that thing on.
I don't know. Star Wars is weird. Holy shit. That dude just took off.
But he didn't take off enough. Yet. Oh, you got somebody under 6.
Now it's really more like my 5 o'clock. Oh my god. Wow. Through poor money management, I do not have the parts necessary to win this race. Oh my god.
Eat my dust, Simon!
Whoa. Whoa.
So I love how they kind of built this lore about Anakin going around the galaxy racing his pod racer, but it never happened beyond like the one race.
It's like the Dragon Ball Z movies. Of course this shit didn't happen.
Well, it feels like you should be racing as somebody other than Anakin. Like Anakin shouldn't even be in the game. You know, like the only track he should be on is Tatooine.
Yeah, but I'm, you know,
I mean, I'm not.
that doesn't sell toys.
You're right. It doesn't. But like maybe one of his friends flies his pod racer instead. You know.
Come on, work!
Wow.
It's a new lap record.
So, wow.
Inspect vehicle. What is that? You just look at it? Is that inspect vehicle?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by that.
Like I said, the model is definitely better than the Nintendo 64 version.
The model didn't look bad on the Nintendo
Better
64
not
version,
break
though. I
anything,
mean,
picture it or I'll
but yeah,
shoot
this has
you.
got a lot more little details, I think. I don't know. That's still kind of square looking.
It is. Yeah, anyway.
Back again, huh?
What's vehicle upgrades? Oh, okay. You're just looking at what you got.
Oh, wow. That is beat the fuck up.
Back
So you need to
again,
replace it.
huh? Have you seen my chance cube?
So the one you have is actually hurting
Padabangidang.
your control.
Yeah, but I can't really say that I noticed like the difference there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge...
It's
not a huge deal. Not a huge difference, anyway.
Damn. Here's the parts that I need with the parts that I cannot afford.
They come here, they look around,
No!
they look back, while they
Yeah.
buy.
You know, I kind of wish there was like a better explanation as to what some of this shit does. Oh well.
Yeah, because like the cooling thing, I don't recall these things ever overheating. Yeah, that's just me.
Let me
Yeah.
think.
at top speed.
So can you sell these vehicles, or they're just yours?
And of course, it's like, hey, you could be this guy now. You could be this weirdo. Or this weirdo.
Why would you want to be this? Like,
Or this
terrible
weirdo.
stats on these.
Because I want to race a Slippy Frog.
Slippy Toad.
Slippy Toad, thank you.
Yeah, but he wasn't really a racer. He was Star Fox.
Yeah, according to the lore in F-Zero.
Is he an F-Zero?
No, but James McFox is, or whatever. Or, yeah, James McCloud is. There's like a thing in one of the endings in F-Zero that talks about how, or is it in Smash Brothers? Or something, where it talks about how James went through the black hole and came out on the other side and converted his R-Wing into an F1 racer.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because I want to say it's in the 64 one, or it's in the GameCube one, where you could be James McCloud in an R-Wing racer. So, there you go.
So that's Fox's dad, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he disappeared.
Yeah, and that's supposed to explain.
Where he disappeared.
Yeah.
What was that other one? The one right next to that one. What that one? Top speed on that was pretty nice. Aesthetically, I don't like it as much.
The Zams. Oh my god.
Oh, he took another path off to the left over there.
Yes, he did. Hot damn. Look at him. Says different stats than Anakin's pod racer. I don't really feel that it handles much differently than his.
I mean, it's just faster, I think.
Yeah.
So it probably turns better because you're not like drifting all over the place with it.
Maybe.
See, in modern times, you could just spend money and max all that crap out. You could spend real money. You wouldn't have to earn it in the game.
The handful of times that I've bought WWE games in like the last 10 years, that is absolutely what I've done. I paid the $2 to just unlock everything because I was not going to go through the universe move that much. Even though that's all I was there for.
Well, we need to figure out a game that goes on the free mobile game model because those just make money hand over fist.
Well, some of them do. Some of them end up closing down after like a year or two because like the studio just can't keep supporting the game.
Well, like I play Marvel Strike Force, and every time something comes out in like the movies or the shows or whatever, they introduce like a character that kind of goes along with all that.
Yeah.
Like I think Morbius came out in the game about the same time the movie came out, that kind of thing.
I cannot say that the movie probably moved the needle very much on that.
No. Well, no, I mean, people bought the character. Because there are people that like pay for the unlock,
Yeah.
which is crazy because if you wait about a week, you can unlock the character. You know, and I don't really have any desire to be top of the leaderboards on a game like that. I enjoy playing it, but it's more of like a completionist. I just want to collect characters. In retrospect, I probably need to stop playing it. I just don't stop playing it. And it's probably because I have my own alliance, and I kind of don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to hand it off to somebody else.
Well, okay, so when I played World of Warcraft, I was absolutely never trying to be a world first raider.
Yeah.
Oh! Did I get who got first? Oh, I'm on the final line. I thought I...
No. No, you were still going, dude.
God, this race is forever long. But anyway... No, when I played World of Warcraft, I was never trying to be like a world first raider. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I don't care.
Okay, so this game, they have like unlock things all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters, they're 100 shard unlock for 3 stars. So
Yeah.
you can have up to 7 stars for a character.
Yeah.
And then there's like red stars and there's diamonds after that, but we won't get it all.
Yeah.
For a 3-star unlock, 100 shards, you gotta drop like $100 and you get like some upgrade materials to go with it.
Okay.
But it's just like, for a guy that I can unlock within the next 2 weeks, not worried about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I played Avengers Academy a little bit. That was...
I haven't played that one.
It's like Sim City, but with Marvel characters. And you have to... It's like a mixture of Sim City and The Sims. And it's... has some neat ideas, but... To get anywhere or do anything, it is definitely open that wallet. So I kind of gave up on that game, and I played Fallout Shelter for a while, and that was a game that was, you better open that wallet, and I gave up on that. I gave up on that game when a bunch of rad roaches wiped out my facility. I was super pissed about that.
Rad roaches?
Yeah, they're giant cockroaches.
Other than Ninja Turtles and non-copyright infringement characters.
No, they're just giant cockroaches. They're as large as like a medium-sized dog.
Oh, sure, it's like a Volkswagen.
Okay, well, I am done with this. It's gonna cook in the top again somehow. So weird. Anyway, tomorrow evening I will be back with probably Helldivers. Probably.
Sounds reasonable.
It's a fun game.
It looks like it. It'd probably make me puke if I were actually playing and focusing on it myself.
Yeah. I mean, if you have any love at all for Starship Troopers or anything like that, that is that game. And I have speculated that the people that made Helldivers could not secure the rights to Starship Troopers and were like, well, how can we make it legally distinct from?
Different than.
And someone pointed out to me that Sony owns the rights to Starship Troopers, and I said, Sony owns those rights. Arrowhead does not.
You would think Sony could make that happen for one of their developers if they really wanted to, though.
Well, Arrowhead is not a Sony developer. Right now, Helldivers is only on PC and PlayStation. It's not on Xbox yet, which is really weird to me.
Well, what would they do? What would this company do different to make it a Starship Troopers game? I mean, because it's pretty much Starship Troopers as it is.
Yeah. No, there is no difference. There'd be no difference.
It'd just be slapping a different title on the game.
Well, I mean, there'd be some skin changes, and the models would look a little different, and the bugs would probably look like they did straight out of that movie.
But it wouldn't be like big programming changes. It'd just be changing the skins on characters.
Yeah. The changes would be purely cosmetic. Which, that's cool. I would like to see something like that, but like Warhammer 40k. I think that could be fun too. I don't know if there is anything like that. There might be.
What was it?
I know Vermintide is kind of like that, and that's Warhammer, but that's like Warhammer Fantasy. Vermintide's a good time. We'll play that sometime. I mean, probably not. Scratch that. That'll probably be around 5 o'clock because I gotta work tomorrow. That's why I'm killing it now instead of the usual midnight that we do. There's some stuff coming with the GameCube here and the Game Boy player on it. That opens up a lot of stuff that we can do now.
You're welcome.
You're never getting this thing back, by the way.
Well, I mean, I probably haven't played it in 10 years.
That it turns on is astounding to me because I turned it on earlier and the controllers are. I'm sorry, but they're garbage.
The controllers have a lot of drift issues, which I think if someone takes them apart and cleans them out, I think they'll be fine. But
I don't know. The joystick on this one feels pretty loose. So I don't know. It's got a lot of play there.
well, I know like I didn't play it for a couple of years, and I came back to it, and they all had really bad drift issues.
Yeah.
So my guess is that
That could be
they're
it.
dirty on the inside.
That could totally be it. I'll see what I can do. No promises.
But I had to Google how to reset the controller, and I'd reset it, and it'd work fine for about 20 minutes, and then it'd go to crap.
So that's it for this sessions. I need to straighten some things out with my Nintendo Online because I didn't realize it had lapsed.
There is that.
I thought it was on auto renewal. It was not. My PlayStation
Is
Plus
that Anakin on the wall?
might be. Yeah, I think it is. Ah, good catch. Anyway, this is John.
This is Tommy.
Go to sleep.
Peace out.